turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about the future of space exploration and colonization.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Space exploration has fascinated humanity for centuries, but only in the last few decades have we made significant strides in venturing beyond our home planet. With the development of new technologies, the future of space exploration and colonization is closer than ever, promising both immense challenges and incredible opportunities for humankind. One of the most ambitious goals for the future is colonizing other planets, especially Mars. With its similarities to Earth in terms of day length and polar ice caps, Mars is considered the best candidate for human settlement. However, there are considerable challenges in transforming Mars into a habitable environment. The planet's thin atmosphere, lack of liquid water on the surface, and dangerous radiation levels pose serious threats to human survival. Scientists and engineers are working on innovative solutions, such as creating self-sustaining habitats, utilizing in-situ resources, and developing advanced spacesuits to protect colonizers from harsh conditions. Meanwhile, the Moon also remains an important focus for exploration. NASA's Artemis program, set to land humans on the lunar surface again, is aiming to establish a sustainable presence by building a lunar base. This would serve as a launchpad for missions deeper into space and could help test technologies that might later be used for Mars colonization. Beyond Mars and the Moon, space exploration is not limited to our solar system. Missions to asteroids and moons of the outer planets, such as Europa and Titan, are expected to provide valuable information about the origins of life and the conditions necessary for it to exist elsewhere in the universe. As we develop new propulsion technologies, the idea of interstellar travel, once confined to science fiction, may become a reality within the next few centuries. Space exploration also has commercial potential. Private companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others are investing heavily in space tourism, asteroid mining, and satellite deployment. The competition between governmental space agencies and private enterprises is likely to accelerate advancements in technology, bringing us closer to a future where humans are a multi-planetary species.
That is the end of section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about globalization and its effect on cultural identity.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Globalization has emerged as a powerful force in shaping our world, bringing countries closer together through the exchange of goods, services, information, and ideas. While globalization has fostered economic growth and technological advancement, it has also had a profound impact on cultural identity, raising concerns about the preservation of unique cultural traditions in an increasingly interconnected world. one of the most noticeable effects of globalization on culture is the widespread diffusion of Western norms, values, and consumer habits. The spread of multinational corporations like McDonald's, Starbucks, and major entertainment industries has led to a form of cultural homogenization, where distinct local customs and traditions risk being overshadowed by more dominant global trends. This has sparked concerns about the loss of cultural diversity as global brands become symbols of a shared modern identity across nations. However, globalization also provides opportunities for cultural exchange and enrichment. People from different cultural backgrounds can now easily access and appreciate art, music, literature, and culinary practices from around the world. This cross-cultural interaction has the potential to break down stereotypes and foster greater understanding between societies. For example, the popularity of Indian yoga, Japanese anime, and Korean K-pop outside their native countries demonstrates how globalization can promote the global visibility of diverse cultural expressions. On the flip side, the rapid pace of globalization has also led to concerns about cultural erosion. As traditional lifestyles, languages, and arts face pressures from modernization, younger generations may grow more disconnected from their cultural heritage. For instance, indigenous languages and customs in some regions are endangered as English or other dominant languages take precedence in education and communication. To navigate the complex relationship between globalization and cultural identity, many communities are adopting a hybrid approach. Instead of entirely rejecting global influences or losing their cultural uniqueness, they are blending elements from both worlds. This phenomenon, known as cultural hybridization, allows people to participate in global culture while preserving and reinterpreting their own traditions. In conclusion, globalization's impact on cultural identity is multifaceted, with both positive and negative implications. While it has contributed to cultural homogenization in some cases, it has also enabled a richer exchange of ideas and traditions globally. The challenge lies in finding a balance that promotes global interconnectedness without eroding the unique cultural identities that define the world's diverse communities.
That is the end of Section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about renewable energy and global warming.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Global warming, driven primarily by the emission of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, has become one of the most pressing environmental issues of our time. The rise in average global temperatures threatens ecosystems, human health, and economic stability worldwide. In the fight against this climate crisis, renewable energy has emerged as a critical tool. By shifting away from fossil fuels and embracing cleaner, more sustainable energy sources, we can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions and slow the pace of global warming. Renewable energy sources, such as solar, wind, hydropower, and geothermal, produce little to no carbon emissions during operation. This makes them essential in replacing coal, oil, and natural gas, which are responsible for the bulk of carbon emissions today. Solar power, for example, harnesses the energy of the sun through photovoltaic cells, converting sunlight into electricity without releasing harmful pollutants. Similarly, wind energy captures the kinetic power of the wind to generate electricity, while hydropower utilizes the energy of flowing water. One of the greatest advantages of renewable energy is its sustainability. Unlike fossil fuels, which are finite and non-renewable, renewable energy is abundant and replenishable. For instance, sunlight and wind will never run out, and advances in technology are making it easier and more efficient to capture this energy. This transition is key to ensuring long-term energy security while addressing the urgent need to reduce our carbon footprint. The adoption of renewable energy also brings significant economic and social benefits. As the renewable energy sector grows, it creates millions of jobs in areas like solar panel manufacturing, wind turbine installation, and energy storage. Additionally, renewable energy reduces air pollution, leading to improved public health and lower healthcare costs. In the long run, investing in renewable energy is more cost-effective than continuing to rely on fossil fuels, as the latter's environmental and health impacts carry a heavy price. However, transitioning to renewable energy is not without challenges. The intermittent nature of some renewable sources, such as solar and wind, requires the development of efficient energy storage systems. Additionally, the initial cost of building renewable energy infrastructure can be high, though the long-term savings in energy costs make it a worthwhile investment. In conclusion, renewable energy is a key player in combating global warming. By reducing greenhouse gas emissions, fostering economic growth, and improving public health, the shift to renewable energy offers a sustainable solution to the global climate crisis. As technology advances and political will strengthens, renewable energy will play an increasingly important role in shaping a cleaner, greener future for the planet.
That is the end of Section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about the psychological effects of social isolation.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Social isolation, defined as a lack of contact or interaction with others, has profound psychological effects on individuals. Whether it arises from external circumstances like a pandemic or internal factors like anxiety or depression, prolonged isolation can negatively impact mental health, emotional well-being, and cognitive function. As social creatures, humans are wired for connection, and the absence of meaningful social interaction can lead to significant mental health challenges. One of the most common psychological effects of social isolation is loneliness. While being physically isolated doesn't always equate to feeling lonely, for many people, it does. Loneliness is associated with feelings of emptiness, sadness, and a lack of purpose. Over time, chronic loneliness can lead to more serious mental health problems, such as depression and anxiety disorders. People who are socially isolated may find it harder to reach out for support, which can perpetuate feelings of hopelessness and further entrench them in isolation. In addition to emotional effects, social isolation also influences cognitive function. Studies have shown that people who experience prolonged isolation are at a higher risk of cognitive decline, memory problems, and even dementia, particularly in older adults. This is partly because regular social interaction stimulates brain activity, helping to maintain cognitive sharpness. When these interactions are removed, the brain may lose some of its agility, leading to difficulties in thinking clearly, making decisions, or recalling information. Social isolation also affects self-esteem and one's sense of identity. Without regular interaction with others, people may lose a sense of who they are in relation to the world around them. This can lead to a distorted self-image, with individuals feeling unworthy or disconnected from society. Moreover, social withdrawal can erode the social skills needed to maintain relationships, further complicating the process of reintegration into social life when isolation ends. On a biological level, social isolation can increase stress hormones like cortisol, leading to physical symptoms such as increased heart rate, weakened immune system, and higher blood pressure. The mind-body connection is strong, and the stress of being socially isolated can manifest in physical health problems over time. However, it's important to note that not everyone experiences social isolation in the same way. Some individuals may find solitude refreshing or empowering, particularly if they are introverted or enjoy spending time alone. For others, the absence of social interaction is a source of deep distress. Therefore, the psychological effects of social isolation are influenced by individual personality traits, coping mechanisms, and the availability of social support networks. In conclusion, social isolation has wide-ranging psychological effects that can lead to emotional, cognitive, and physical health challenges. Addressing these effects requires a combination of mental health support, fostering social connections, and recognizing the importance of community and interaction in maintaining overall well-being.
That is the end of section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers.